Happy Monday to ya.
Happy Monday to ya.
Hey.
What's that all about?
I don't know.
All
So
right.
tired.
Are you still hungover?
Okay, hungover is not the right word. We used all of our energy points.
And we need to replenish them.
Yeah.
Yes. Indeed.
It's April 5th, 2021.
It is.
Episode 181.
Yeah.
And happy birthday to Mr. Jeremy Robinson, our executive producer. Happy birthday, bud.
Happy birthday, bud.
And
Also happy birthday to Mike McCready from Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
That's Eddie Vedder, but okay.
Yeah. Wait, there's something else happened today too, right?
It's National Deep Dish Pizza Day.
Ooh, deep dish pizza reminds me of Chicago, which is actually more like, it reminds me of New York. What are they?
Deep Dish Pizza Chicago.
Okay. What else happened in Chicago?
It was the setting for the show that we're going to celebrate today.
Love and marriage.
Love and marriage go together like a horse
peas and carrots. I don't know the words, but I like switching to the beat.
You can't have one without the
other. It's Married with Children Day, everybody, and I didn't have the camera on my face. I had it on the other person.
I am the other person.
And we'll be right back after this intro.
I'm Misty.
And I'm Ike.
The next 15 minutes,
We're going to debate pop culture.
my background's in music.
My background's in film,
I know the topics beforehand.
and I don't.
We check the internet for the facts,
And ruin it with opinions.
from pop rocks in your lunchbox.
To Happy Meal toys and swatch clocks.
So, Married with Children debuted to all the world on this day in 1987.
That is interesting. Did you know? Let's look at me when I'm talking to you, please.
Okay.
That's my fault, talking to me about myself. Did you know it was Fox's first primetime show?
I did not know that at all, because Fox was a new network then. You're right.
If you're watching along and not in the audio world, you can view along as I read this part of the internet. On Sunday, April 5th, 1987, Fox made its primetime debut at 7 p.m. Eastern with the pilot episode of Married with Children, which followed by the series premiere of The Tracy Ullman Show at 8 p.m. That's a period. At 8 p.m., comma, the same two episodes repeated again and then again at 9 p.m.
That's really funny because they didn't have any other content. So they
didn't.
just kept repeating the same two shows over and again.
That's right. Did
That's
you
pretty
know
great.
it was also the longest running live action show in Fox history? There were 259 original installments of Married with Children. The final episode was unceremoniously aired 20 years ago today. That, according to this article that was written on the internet in 1922.
Oh my God. What is happening right now to you?
I left all my reading in Vegas.
Apparently you did.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite thing about Married with Children was Ed O'Neill, the dad.
This guy, if you can,
guy.
if you can see your screen. If you're listening, we're putting a picture of Ed O'Neill
That
on
guy.
the screen.
So he is known for hating his life. And this is one of my favorite quotes that he ever said on the show. Every morning when I wake up, I know it's not going to get any better until I go back to sleep again.
That's hilarious.
I mean, he was just known as like the miserable, like so unhappy with his life, like very sharp-witted, and he was a shoe salesman.
Yeah.
Which is like the worst job in the world to me, having to smell people's feet when they take their shoes off to try on new shoes.
I never remember when they used to put them on you. Now they just throw them on the floor and they're like, "Here,
Yeah.
have some shoes."
Yeah. So gross.
Did you know when they pitched the show, it was, according to this article, the show was pitched with Sam Kinison as Al and Roseanne Barr as Peggy.
Oh, that would have made things so different and so not great.
Yeah, they're
Like Roseanne and Sam Kinison would have just been trying to out yell each other the whole time.
Yeah, kind of like us.
Yeah. Weird.
Here's something else weird. Check this out. Number 5, Michael Richards auditioned to play Al.
From Kramer? Like Seinfeld from Kramer?
2 years before he landed the career-making role of Kramer on Seinfeld, Michael Richards auditioned to play the Bundy family patriarch.
That's weird. I can't imagine that either. But, you know, it's one of those things that maybe if he had gotten that role, I wouldn't think in my head because I never would have known Ed O'Neill in that role. So maybe Kramer would have made sense at the time.
Yeah, he could have very well.
Yeah.
Could have very well done it.
I mean, I watched Married with Children like, junior high-ish. And so, I mean, forever cemented in my head. I mean, even when Ed O'Neill went on to other shows, he to me is still Al Bundy.
Well, he got the role from, he got the audition from playing Lenny in Of Mice and Men.
That's very strange.
A Fox executive happened to see Ed O'Neill. Sorry, I just cut you off. What were you saying?
Well, Of Mice and Men is very deep.
Yeah. So maybe he could see like the range.
Yeah, maybe. Weird.
Let's see here. Fox executive happened to see Ed O'Neill play Lenny in a performance in Hartford, Connecticut, and remembered it when they were casting for Al. He won the role at the audition simply by taking a deep breath and slumping his shoulders before he entered the front door.
Which makes sense because he did that on the show all the time.
Yeah.
Well, when I was reading about some stuff, one of the things that I thought was really funny is the show didn't really get popular until somebody started a letter writing campaign about its anti-family values that it was showing. So Fox then was just like, guess what? We're getting all these letters about how this is anti-family. Mm-hmm. And it started to get attention. And that's when it picked up steam and became popular.
I am pretty sure my mom was one of the letter writers.
She probably was.
Yeah.
Probably.
Let's see here. Number 7. O'Neill based Al on some friends and family members, which is awesome. Specifically, he based his performance on some uncles and a crude high school pal. None of those people were probably able to see his performance at first because O'Neill's hometown of Youngstown, Ohio, didn't get the Fox network when the show debuted.
That's so great. Yeah. Do you remember the intro to it?
Yeah, with the fountain shooting up
and
all the
they're
establishing shots.
In cars on the interstate.
Mm-hmm.
So that footage was actually pulled from National Lampoon's Vacation. It's footage that was shot for the movie.
Really?
And they used it for that. If you look really closely, you can see the Griswold station wagon in the beginning in the intro.
Oh my goodness. I wish we could play it right now.
Yeah, we can't though. Wow. We'll get flagged and get in trouble.
Maybe we roll the dice and do it anyway.
I don't think so.
Leave us a comment if you want us to play videos.
Do you know what the working title of the show was when they first started production?
I do not.
Not the Cosbys.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that it, according to number 8, and this is on, I don't know what it's on. This is on not the website that I think it's on. Anyway, the show briefly ruined O'Neill's movie career. Okay. O'Neill had been recast long after the 1991 war film Flight of the Intruder had been finished shooting because test audience kept laughing whenever he appeared on screen, even though he was playing a Navy captain involved in a court-martial.
You know what? Like I said, I'll never look at Ed O'Neill as anyone other than Al Bundy. So I get that. I wouldn't be able to watch him in a serious role.
Allow me to retort.
Okay.
Modern Family.
And see, to me, he's just older Al Bundy in Modern Family.
You think that the character that he plays in Modern Family is the evolved version of Ed Bundy?
I do.
I don't think I
do. I think that he's old Al Bundy.
I would like to think that he is playing the actor that used to play Al Bundy.
All right, I can see that. That makes some sense.
And like the character kind of wore off on him, and he's tired of it, but he has money from it, but he doesn't really work a whole lot. And then he got that hot actress wife.
Yeah. Well, this hopefully will make you laugh. So he used to, on birthdays and holidays, he would call fans, and he would do it in character. But in true Al Bundy fashion, he would call them collect.
Wow, that's totally something I would do.
How great is that?
That's
I got a call from Al Bundy today. He called me collect.
That's like the first cameo.
Yeah.
Like the app cameo where you can call and get a celebrity to say hi to you.
Totally.
Did you know that Katey Sagal came up with the Peggy Bundy style on her own?
What? Yeah, Tell me more about this.
Katey Sagal came into her audition believing Peggy would dress like a former cocktail waitress. And that is all it says about it.
It's true. You know, it's really interesting to me too. Like as we talk a little bit about Ed O'Neill and going into Modern Family, Katey Sagal went. I mean, she did a lot of things in between, but the other role that she pops into my head for the most is Sons of Anarchy, and such a polar opposite character. Like you couldn't get any different.
Oh, absolutely. Powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, but
like the matriarch of this biker gang family that like had, like what she said went. Like, whereas
who was the guy that played the boss man that she was married to?
Ron Perlman.
Could you see Ron Perlman playing Al?
I actually could, because Ron Perlman has a wicked sense of humor.
Yeah.
A totally wicked sense of humor.
Did you know?
He's one of my favorite people on Twitter to follow.
Oh, really?
He's fantastic on Twitter.
Speaking of Twitter.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter, Misty and Ike.
You could do that. We're on the tweets.
We're on the tweets.
And by now we're on TikTok too, so check it out.
TikTok.
But also speaking of Katey Sagal, she has a new series.
She does. Rebel.
Rebel. And I think it's on ABC.
It hasn't aired yet. The trailer for it just came out a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think it's airing soon though.
ABC.
And it looks really good.
Yeah, it's definitely ABC. It does look really good.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. Fun fact about the pilot of Married with Children. But what are the kids' names? Bud and Kelly. Bud and Kelly were played by two different people in the pilot.
Do you have pictures of what they look like?
Of course I do.
Tell me. Show me.
Kelly was played by Tina Caspary.
Tina Caspary. Also, that third picture over. No, go down.
This
third
one?
picture over. That's from the movie Can't Buy Me Love. She was one of the snotty friends that hit on McDreamy, the teenage nerd.
And Bud was played by this dude.
What? Who's that guy?
Hunter Carson.
I've never seen that guy.
Here's a picture of them in the pilot together where my pointer is.
Whoa. They looked little.
If you're just listening at home, guys, we got pictures of this stuff in the video version.
What has did Hunter Carson do anything since then?
Let me get his IMDb Bizzle up.
IMDb Bizzle.
And let's learn it together. Scrolling, folks. Here we go. He was known for... he acted all the way up until 2011. For Rent, The Locker, Grand Prix, The Winning Tale, Crushed, Godless, Perfume, Bullfighter, Mr. North, Married with Children. Yeah, he dabbled in the acting arts, but by no means became anybody to talk about on a pop culture show.
Well, I did not know that it was that it was different people than in the pilot. How long was it? Just the pilot, or was it after a season?
It was just the pilot.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then they got.
I mean, if we think about that though, if they hadn't been replaced, we would never know who Christina Applegate was.
Well, I'd like
and
to.
And she's fantastic.
She is amazing.
Dead to Me. That show blew my mind.
She has been in 100 million awesome things.
She has,
and I think she would have found her way if she.
I do as well. I like the fact that we saw her as this like slutty bratty teenager, and then now like the role she takes are
moms of slutty bratty teenagers.
Well, in Dead to Me, she had little boys, so no. But
we should IMDb her in a second. But I want to show everybody
flawed in that show
the exterior shooting house.
I want to see it.
It's in Chicago.
The Love and Marriage house.
Yeah, here it is. There is a picture. Let me blow that up. It's teeny tiny.
Teeny tiny.
It's in the suburbs of Chicago. If you're ever in Chicago and you want to see the Bundy house, it's located at 641 Castlewood Lane in Deerfield, Illinois. The people that live there absolutely enjoy it when you knock on the door and say hello. So just go on by there and give them a little rap on the door and say, I want a tour of the house.
I've done weird things like that before.
Yeah. But they actually shot it all over Los Angeles, mostly at Sony.
Do you remember the neighbors, Ted and Marcy?
I'm backwards on the switch today. Sorry. Yes, I do remember the neighbors.
What happened to them?
I don't know. Let's go back to 15 fun facts about...
Amanda Bierce was Marcy.
Right.
And
do you have pictures?
I don't. It was Ted and Marcy, right?
The writers made Jefferson Darcy into a secret agent after Ted McKinley complained.
Ted McGinley. Yep.
Wow, did you know that they had an episode that Fox refused to air?
No.
It showed back up on American television in 2002. So here is number 11.
What?
The season 3 episode, I'll See You in Court, was deemed too racy to air by Fox in 1989. It didn't see the light of day until June 18th, 2002 on FX in edited form. The show was under scrutiny at the time after Michigan housewife and Mitt Romney's former sister-in-law, Terry Rakolta, started a letter writing campaign regarding television and the decency that got some advertisers to pull their ads from the show. That goes back to what you were saying earlier.
Yep. Leave it to Mitt Romney's former sister-in-law to try to ruin Married with Children.
Ooh. Did you know they had failed spinoffs?
I did. Matt LeBlanc actually played Kelly's on-again, off-again boyfriend.
Did he really?
He did, and they tried to do a spinoff of it that was a Matt LeBlanc show. And it did not go over well.
Top of the heap.
Yep.
So, sorry, I just keep switching when I don't know. Still new at this, guys. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. So Matt LeBlanc actually came on Married with Children.
He was on Married with Children.
Legit played her.
He was a football player. And
Whoa.
and it was Kelly's boyfriend. And then they tried to do a spinoff of that character.
It was then turned into Vinny and Bobby.
Vinny and Bobby.
Which ran for 7 episodes in the summer of 1992.
So that didn't do so well either. Not so good. All right, find one fact to wrap us up and take us out.
Okay.
Tell me something good.
Oh, I think this is the best.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I am.
Number 15, Ed O'Neill's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is in front of a shoe store. That's so awesome. He was honored on August 30th, 2011 with a star in front of the DSW shoe store on Hollywood Boulevard.
That is amazing.
That is, man.
Like,
what a
talk
way to
about
wrap it up.
fitting.
Yeah.
Fitting? Like a shoe?
Like yeah, she's got puns
See
for
what
fun.
I did there?
Monday puns, everybody. Well, since it's Monday, that's all we know in 15 minutes about Married with Children. Since it's Monday.
We'll see you tomorrow.